After clicking on this video, you're probably thinking to yourself, I can see how weed's holding me back, and it would be nice to quit, but I'm not sure how, or if I even really want to. If you've tried cutting back or had trouble stopping smoking weed, chances are it's not you. I'm going to say that one more time. It's not you. It's the neural pathways that have grown in your brain like a bunch of weeds and hijacked your reward system. The bad news is, it probably won't get better on its own. And if you've had family members with addiction issues, it could get worse, much worse. The good news is that there are many ways to heal our brains and enjoy the new freedom that comes with the adventure of recovery. This video will show you how to get started with that. Tap the like button and let's get rolling. My name is Devin Fitzpatrick. I'm a therapist and licensed social worker who specializes in helping people thrive through healing, growth, and transformation in sobriety. My passion for this work comes from my own battles with addiction and mental health issues. And even more, seeing the gifts that the life of recovery brings. The path of recovery is not easy, but it is worth it. I'm willing to guess that you have no idea just how good life can get. First, let's talk about what things like smoking weed does inside the body. When we put stuff like weed, booze, nicotine, social media, sugar, and other high dopamine activities and substances into our system, we're giving them a huge dopamine spike that they're not used to, that they aren't made for. Dopamine is good. It's important. It's part of what helps us survive. You see, dopamine isn't about pleasure. It's the molecule of motivation. So when we do something that's good for our survival, dopamine's that little feel-good reward to show us, hey, this is good. Do more of it. And helps us push through the barriers that are in the way to get that reward. So there's two issues with these addictive substances and behaviors. The first is, a lot of times we don't have to try that hard to get them. The second is that it's a way bigger spike than we're used to. They find this weak point in our psychology to then take hold of what's rewarding for us and build this habit that's so hard to break. Of all the ways that this can be hard on our lives, the lives of our families, and the people around us, there's two big consequences that are relevant here. First is that natural rewards become less and less rewarding. Things like doing a good job, getting good grades, spending time with our loved ones, and even enjoying a sunrise, having a good laugh. Instead, we find ourselves craving more and more of that substance that's calling our name. And the natural highs of life just don't cut it anymore. The second is that we can't sustain those high levels. So naturally, they wear off when the high wears off. We feel even worse than we did before. And if we don't give ourselves time to recover, we dig ourselves into a dopamine debt, where things like weed become a dopamine loan shark that promises us this quick money, but ends up digging us deeper and deeper into the hole. And when we feel bad, when we're broke, we just go back and say, hey, give me what you got. And we feel good, but then the cycle continues. Let's talk about some of the impacts that you might not have even noticed were linked to chronically using the chronic. We see these impacts across large swaths of data linked to the biology of addiction and how it works, but I'll share them from my perspective. I found myself having trouble staying motivated towards things that used to be pretty easy for me to get done. And when I was sober, life seemed gray, like all the color was turned down. And then I'd get high and it'd feel great. Everything was so vivid and bright, but as soon as the high wore off, life was painfully boring. And I wasn't as interested in drawing or writing music, hanging out with friends, playing sports. Most of the time, I was just thinking about how to get high. And the natural gifts of joy, peace, creativity went offline. I lost that spark until I sparked up. I'd often feel sad, tired, guilty, anxious, even just a few hours after smoking. I used to be the kid that would work hard, do extra chores, and have a little pocket cash. I was a saver. But then I found myself being perpetually broke because as soon as I'd get money, I'd spend it and spend more than I planned on. As an adult, this went to a whole new level. And in my early 20s, I felt this potential like I was made for something big and was falling short of it again and again. And after 10 years of weed being almost my best friend, I realized that was the problem. And I didn't know how I was going to stop, but I knew that I had to. Is there anyone in your life who may be experiencing this too? Recovery is a lot more fun together. Quickly share a link with them. And if you want to help more people find that path to freedom, subscribing to this channel is a free and easy way to support that work. It felt like THC was promising me freedom, but it was really a cage. And over the years, 25 plus relapses. I'd go a month, 3 months, 6, I even got to a year. I tried all kinds of things to stay sober. 12 steps, therapy, meds, treatment, this thing, that thing. But over the years, I'd find myself relapsing over and over. Because after 1, 3, 6, or 12 months, eventually, I just didn't know how to feel the feelings that I was feeling. They were too painful, too heavy. And I'd go back to the thing that I knew worked in the short run, even if long run, it was making my life worse. There's many ways to bring healing to our brain and achieve long-term sobriety. In a large-scale study done by SAMHSA, the Federal Agency for Mental Health and Substance Abuse, they found that of the many ways that one can get sober, the most important thing is self-efficacy. Believing that you can do it. Believing in yourself and your ability to stay sober. So if weed or any kind of addiction is the cage, here's the secret. You have the key. For me, the way to break out of that cage was by tapping into the healing genius of nature to restore my dopamine levels and optimize my life for joy, vitality, and connection. This helped me tune in to the beauty of life that was there all along, without needing a substance to help me see it. 12 steps, therapy, treatment, medication can be very helpful, even life-saving. But they often fall short if we don't address all the things happening between those times to fill the gaps in our biology and help us experience breakthrough. Things like nutrition, fitness, mindfulness, investing in healthy relationships, setting goals, tapping into a sense of purpose, a life of contribution, can all do wonders for our well-being and help us feel better sober than we ever did when we were getting messed up. I'd be glad to walk alongside you on that journey, this adventure of recovery. Visit lifeflow.energy in the description box below to download our free LifeFlow app and get started with the Feel Good Sober course as you bravely step forward in the abundant life of recovery.